Hello ladies, gentlemen and Jacinda Arden, and welcome back to The Struggle, a news talk show soon to be projected onto the sails of the Sydney Opera House. We're fresh off the mid-season break and ready to annoy that one guy who keeps commenting on our Facebook page. I'm Matilda, standing in for Amber while she yells at strangers who don't use keep cups. Welcome. Tonight we'll be discussing sexist scientists, the decline in divorce and how to throw a mint house party. Recently, Melbourne has suffered the largest decline in property value in the country, resulting in a 3.4% decrease in housing prices. This means it's a great opportunity for first home buyers to join the market. Wait, what? Oh God, housing prices are expected to drop, Jesus Christ, $60,000 within the next 3 years. Meaning that many prospective buyers will soon join the market and purchase their first home at a lower price. So essentially millennials are starting to buy homes. Guys, I'm gonna need you guys to cut. Okay, everyone, this is a code red. It turns out that the bottom quarter of the housing market, that's us, has grown by 4.1% this year, which is totally unacceptable. We can officially no longer blame the housing market for our shitty rental properties, and we need to actually accept the reality that we might actually own a home one day. Now, if you find the responsibilities that come with owning a home a little daunting, don't panic, it's only the end of the fucking world. I mean, holy shit, if I knew that one day I might actually have a chance to purchase a house, I would have started saving up all the money that I've wasted on my blog domain and my minimalist bedroom decor and 1,000 fucking smashed avos. And now I have to buy a house? What's next? Soon people will be saying that I need to invest in stocks or learn what superannuation is or figure out how the fuck negative gearing works. I'm still a child. I love watching Riverdale and having sex in positions other than missionary. I can't handle adulthood. Okay, I'm getting word that our housing correspondent, our miscellaneous correspondent Tavleen is at an auction to confirm all of this now. Apparently, our housing correspondent Kirsty is having a fucking panic attack. Tavleen, tell us what you know.
Hi Matilda, what you've heard so far is absolutely correct. I've got the same news that millennials are actually buying houses, but I'm here and trust me, I'm going to prove everyone wrong because this just can't happen. Have you met us? Taking the responsibility of buying a house, saving up to buying a house. Yeah, right. Hilarious. So I'm outside the auction right now and about to head inside, and I'm gonna see for myself that there's not going to be a single millennial inside. Hi, so you're here for the house auction today?
I am, yes.
And you're interested in buying the house?
Yes, of course.
Like seriously?
Yes.
So you're literally saying that you're looking for a house in the market, being a millionaire?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Are you saving up?
I have saved, yes.
You've saved?
Yes, some money.
To buy a house?
Yes.
You're okay with saving up to buy a house?
Yeah, not a problem. Whatever money I make, I can still manage saving a few bucks and I can get a house.
Okay, and paying the bills on your own and actually maintaining a house, like having a baby of your own?
Well, I don't think that much because all my friends are having one, so I just need a house, that's it.
Sure. And then what's worse? Like the responsibility not being able to party and cleaning the tiles?
That's okay. Maybe I'll get my mum in to do it.
I'm done. What do you think about the market improving like this, like millennials finally buying houses?
It's a good change. Finally when everyone's feeling like they should have their own house and have their own roof on their head from their own hard and money. So yeah, it's a good change.
Okay, so no more coffee, right? Minus. No more shopping. And that comes up to be, I guess in another 13 years I can finally buy a house. So yes, it's official folks that millennials are buying houses and I don't know why, what they thought they could do. It's officially the end of the world as we know it. I'm doomed. We're all doomed. Back to you, Matilda.
Well, That about confirms it, everyone. The housing crisis is over and the crisis for housing has begun. Now, we move on to arguably the biggest crock of fake news I've ever heard in my life. A comprehensive investigation by the All India Institute of Medical Sciences found that there were 259 selfie-related deaths from October 2011 to November 2017. This is ridiculous. I heard this story was rejected by InfoWars for not being believable enough. Next, people will be telling me that an alleged sex offender is on the US Supreme Court. Well, there couldn't possibly be a single shred of evidence to back up this study, and if I see that...
You don't have to look for the subtle signs in Bobcat behaviourally. He will actually vocally tell you what it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this is an epidemic. This might be the disease that finally wipes us all out. Now, India accounts for half of these deaths, followed by the US, Russia and Pakistan. Apparently 72.5% of the victims are male. So men refuse to go down on us to avoid neck pain, but are quite happy to break their neck scaling buildings for selfies? Anyway, the top causes of selfie-related deaths are drowning, being hit by transport and falling from vistas. Researchers from the US National Library of Medicine's recommend no selfie zones be introduced to dangerous locations to reduce injuries, and police in Mumbai have declared selfies off limits in areas perceived as dangerous, particularly coastal spots with no railings or barriers. Let's head to our perky social media influencer who has been absolutely devastated by this news as she attempts to stop the bleeding.
Oh my God, Matilda, those killer selfies are a modern day tragedy. US, India, Russia, oh my God. Step on the brakes and get that selfie stick out of your face. Your bad vibes are totally bringing me down. Drowning, tumbling, cracking heads, oh hun. Nobody said taking selfies was easy, but when you're being photobombed by a wild animal, that's when you know you're doing something wrong. I'm taking it upon myself to end these selfie-related deaths and protect the babes of Melbourne. Back away from the tape. If you value your life, stay away from the tape. Okay, honeys, I'm only standing behind this line because I'm a professional, but this site is as dangerous as an active volcano. So it's honestly astoundingly brave of me to be doing this at home. Yes, you, mister, off your phone, please. Is that a selfie? I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright? Alright, babes, that's my good deed for the year. Let's use my heroics as an example of how we should behave in society. If we all strive to be as pure of heart and soul as me, I'm sure we can end this epidemic once and for all. But until then, follow me on MoviePassMatch.com and Venmo.
Oh, we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, everybody. Now, I want you all to take a moment and picture having a Prime Minister an entire nation is proud of. No, not that one. Are you kidding? There we go. I know, it's almost impossible for us Aussies to imagine, but across the ditch, in what is often referred to as the Tasmania of the world, New Zealand is exploding with Jacindamania. And why wouldn't you love Jacinda Ardern? She's one of the first female national leaders to take her baby to the United Nations General Assembly, and she's just the second woman in history to have given birth while in office. Not only that, but within a month of becoming New Zealand's Labor's youngest ever leader, she drastically improved her party's approval rating from 24 to 43%. And, as if she wasn't already enough of a legend, her party announced that by the year 2024, students in New Zealand will get 3 years of free tertiary education. Must be nice. And, as an extra bonus, she likes us.
Are you friends with Australia?
Yeah, we're friends with Australia. Just like that kind of friendly rivalry.
Sure,
so,
sure.
Yes.
With some calling Ardern the anti-Trump, it's times like these that make us wonder what it's like to be led by a truly inspiring PM. But instead we've got this guy.
If you choose not to go home, then you will spend a very, very long time here. You should tell anyone else you know who seeks to follow you that they should not do it, or they'll find themselves in a similar circumstance or much, much worse.
And it's under Scott Morrison's leadership that Australia has reaffirmed its status of being BFFs with Trump. Despite working as the director of New Zealand's Office of Tourism and Sport, Morrison clearly didn't learn a thing from the Kiwis. For example, having friends that bring us joy, as opposed to global devastation. Although it's probably best ScoMo stays away from the music and arts for a while after that whole fat man scoop backing track debacle is on timeout from DJ duties. And as if he hasn't stuffed up enough already, brace yourself people, because he could soon destroy the one last good thing Australians believe in: The Bachelor. It seems old Scott is equally as outraged as his fellow Aussies with the Honey Badger's non-decision and has decided to send in his own Batchy audition.
How are you?
Hi,
Lovely
that was
to see you.
unexpected. This is amazing. This is the first time I've ever been greeted with flowers.
I hate to say it, but like an older brother whose younger brother has outgrown him, New Zealand is officially better than Australia. And not just in terms of politics. We've got nothing on their rugby side. They actually can spell correctly. And while we still can't decide whether it's Kiwis who invented the pavlova, what good is that to us now without safe strawberries? Australia's been surpassed by New Zealand as the lucky country, and it's going to stay that way unless Jacinda Ardern wants to become the Australian Prime Minister. And we'll take you whenever you're ready, Jacinda.
When you're done with New Zealand, would you come over to Australia?
It's good fishing.
There is good fishing in Australia. We'll see how long before New Zealand's done with me.
For anybody that thought a bowl of chips and your homemade hummus was enough for a party, there's a formula now to prove exactly how woefully wrong you are. A study conducted by one poll saw 2,000 Americans tested in pursuit of the perfect house party. The results found it only takes 19 minutes for guests to determine the success of an event, meaning that hosts only really need to occupy their guests for about half a beer and then they can get drunk and pass out like the rest of us. Hosts must also avoid any classical music or jazz, and I hate to say it, but Maroon 5 and Ed Sheeran have been deemed the best music choices for a successful party. Now, this study may not be 100% accurate. It was conducted in America after all, so there might certainly be some alternative facts. I mean, Sheeran's got nothing on a bit of Horses by Daryl. We cross now to our housing correspondent Kirsty, who's been trying to distract herself from the aforementioned housing problems by throwing an elite party.
What problems, Matilda? There are no problems other than a housing crisis with no end in sight. Anyway, moving on from ideas that are in no way true, I'm down here at a local shindig to put a bit of an Aussie twist on the perfect house party formula. A one poll study found the guests expect to be offered a drink within 8 minutes of arrival. I can second this and say any party without a goon bag on the washing line is fucking kidding itself. I know you're meant to respect the host, welcoming people into their house, but come on. These bad boys are only $8. And everybody loves a bit of fruity Lexia. The study also found that the ideal number of snacks for any party to be a success is 5. But I found you really only need 1. Fairy bread. Forget about all that fancy stuff like chips and guac and mini chicken and cheese sandwiches. Just bring some fairy bread out and you're not going to have any problems from anyone. Now, the most important part of any party, attendance. I think this is where us Australians are going to differ greatly from our American counterparts. The survey says that you should limit attendance to friends and family only. Lame. We here in Australia know a little something about getting along with strangers, and there's nothing more un-Australian than rejecting someone who simply wants to join in on the fun. Anybody and everybody is welcome here, and nothing's ever gone wrong from an open party invite. I mean, the more the merrier.
But I can't be exactly blamed for everything that happened because it wasn't in the house, it was out in the street, and I didn't do it, like.
But at the end of the day, us Aussies truly know how to party. And one man stands alone above the rest as the host we should all aspire to be. In the immortal words of Mr. Worthington, if you're gonna host a party,
Get me to do it for you.
oh Corey, forever an Aussie icon. Oh shit, gotta go Matilda, this is my jam.
Thanks, Kirsty. Some helpful tips and always a pleasure to see those iconic sunglasses again. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. Let's move on to men belittling women. Oh, wait, are we still doing that? Oh. An Italian physicist has been suspended for giving a sexist lecture on high energy theory and gender, two topics that obviously go hand in hand. Alessandro Strumia was giving a lecture at CERN, the European Organisation of Nuclear Research, and some of his controversial comments have sparked outrage. Strumia claimed ladyfolk were invited into the industry and that women with fewer journal citations were getting jobs over men with more qualifications simply for being female. In comments made to the Associated Press, he then went on to say that people want women to believe they're the victims when this is not the case. Strumia believes his suspension was a mistake and hopes that CERN comes to realise this in the near future. Don't hold your breath, Alessandro. Ironically, CERN is currently headed by a woman because Director General of a global science organisation is definitely the kind of job that just gets thrown around to fill gender quotas. According to an article by The Guardian, Strumia's comments have since been refuted by 1,600 scientists. It's fair to say that Alessandro's case wasn't particularly convincing, but we wanted to find out once and for all if women are capable of cultivating their own success. Dr. Stephanie Simmons is a Monash University medical researcher exploring cardiovascular disease, and she's agreed to sit down with me and discuss just how easy it is to rise to the top as a woman. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, you're a scientist.
Yep.
And a woman.
Yep.
This is pretty cute.
Yeah.
What made you decide to become a scientist?
I don't really know. I just kind of fell into becoming a scientist.
No. Who invited you?
Oh, well, it'd have to be a male, wouldn't it?
I think that's a given. So, I'm assuming you barely have any journal citations. You're getting all these jobs above men. It's been a walk in the park.
Yeah, it is pretty easy to be a scientist. You just turn up to work and apparently it'll all get done.
And your uterus does the rest, really, truly. What have you done with all your free time while all the men were slaving away?
It's just kind of flown by. Yeah, you just keep going and waiting for the next opportunity.
Waiting for the next guy to show you what the next opportunity is, yeah. So, Strumia, pretty controversial. What did it feel to have someone finally tell the truth right to your face?
Yeah, well, I think he credited women for getting positions because of being a woman rather than hard work they'd done.
Debatable, but...
Yeah, and I think we should be judging everyone on their own merits, and we have to slowly build women up to be educated and to have a go as much as men. You get hit by it and you're sitting there going, you've got to build confidence into your research, you've got to build confidence into everything you do every day. And then there's a man who's very successful, very well regarded, and he doesn't think that the certain women are getting their jobs because they should. And the way he's terming it is quite harsh and quite sexist.
But like a push-up right never hurts.
Yeah, but in science I think it'd be harder than anywhere to get a push-up because you're graded on everything you do along the way. You're graded on the publications you put out, the citations you have, the way you present, the way you turn up to things. So it would be hard for those women to actually be able to do it that way.
So Stephanie, tell us a bit about your work.
In obesity, we develop cardiovascular disease, and cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death globally. So we try and understand how the whole body works together and how it all communicates. And doing that, you've got to look at both males and females. In society, they're equal, and in science, we should hopefully think they're equal, but obviously certain stereotypes are harder to break.
Do you think you spent all those years becoming a cardiovascular researcher Because as women, we want to understand a broken heart.
I don't think I did, but you never know.
And so just exactly how easy, how much of a breeze has it been to be a woman in a male-dominated field?
Yeah, obviously some males think it's very easy. I think science for anyone is challenging. You're answering questions that no one knows the answer to. So you're dealing with confidence issues all the time, and then to have males probably pulling down people for right reasons, but also wrong reasons, rather than building them up and giving them constructive criticism.
Bit namby-pamby, exactly what I expect from a female researcher. So, Dr. Simmons, you're telling me that you worked hard for what you've got?
I guess it'd depend on what you call working hard. 14 to 16 hour days every day of the week, no weekend, no Christmas. Yeah, I think that's working hard, but you'd have to ask the males if they consider that hard work.
Thank you so much, Dr. Simmons. Oh, well, it seems like the jury's still out on this whole uteruses in the laboratory business. In other news, it appears millennials are better at staying married than any other generation, according to new research from the University of Maryland. So wait, millennials are propping up the housing market, have figured out how to throw the perfect house party and are now locking it down for life? All of these studies and attention, are we becoming the new baby boomers? In a recent report, it concluded that we are less likely to leave our partners and get divorced than any other generation. Research by the Australian Bureau of Statistics also shows that divorce in Australia is at the lowest it's been since no-fault divorce was introduced in 1975. Millennials have found the key to marital success. Baby boomers couldn't do it. Gen X couldn't even do it. But at last, we have done it. The study has even attributed millennials with actually being the cause of the decrease in divorce by 18% from 2008 to 2016. So you are welcome. I'm personally contributing to this by being utterly unlovable. If this downward trend continues, it will only become clearer that we are the cure to a messy divorce. With the rise of millennials, the older generations on their way out, who knows, soon divorce and the baby boomers might be completely eradicated. But for now, let's cross to our dating correspondent Nicola to discuss this development further.
Thanks, Tilds. I'm here with Josh, Chrissy and Trista, and we're going to give you a first-hand insight into why millennials think the divorce rate is declining. So Josh, why do you think the divorce rate is declining?
I think just millennials, we've found the key to long-lasting relationships.
In my opinion, maybe it is too expensive to divorce because, you know, the price of the house is increasing now.
Yeah.
So
cheaper to just have two people in the one house.
Yeah.
Even
So
if you hate each other, just live with it.
Yeah, so it is very hard to divorce.
Because maybe the both party have their children. They will consider their children's feeling and maybe they don't want to divorce.
Yeah, totally consider it. So Josh, what do you think is the key to a lasting relationship?
I think to begin with, stems down to, our generation. Like me being a young millennial, I get to, experience all the cool things around, and get to go to brunch with all my friends all the time.
Brunch is great, isn't it?
It is, especially when I don't have to pay for it, you know what I mean? And also, I think having all this social media and stuff, we get to talk all the time.
Yeah,
There's no
like
point.
Tinder?
Oh.
Or what about Bumble?
Bumble's even better. I don't even have
Hinge?
to, I haven't hit up Hinge yet.
Oh,
but
well, you need to hit up that.
I
That's
will?
where your
Alright.
wife is.
Yeah?
Trust and being honest.
Yeah. Always got to be honest.
Yeah, don't lie to each other.
Yeah, don't cheat, don't lie, don't be an asshole.
Trust each other may make a relationship lasting.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so final nitty-gritty question. Would you ever get a divorce?
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
But if, say, in the future, if you got married, do you think you would get a divorce?
No.
Me, in my age group, we know what we're doing. We're a lot smarter than the baby boomers and all the other gens and stuff. We, got it down pat. Marriage isn't hard as they make it out to be.
Oh, it's totally not hard at all.
They make it super stressful. Like it's a massive deal. It's just
you just
like
get to have big party and then like have sex for the rest of your life.
Right.
Awesome.
And you get all these gifts, like, you know, all this cool kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be great.
You know what? I think we should all just wear this with a badge of pride. We no longer have to submit to the idea that you have to be married and have a kid by the age of 25. Fuck that. So, you know what, millennials? Awesome job. Let's keep this up. Keep being the single badasses that you are. And marriage can wait. Back to you, Tilds.
Inspirational stuff from the experts. Thanks guys, that's our show. It's great to be back, and don't forget to like and comment and be on the lookout for the final 3 episodes of season 2. I'm your host Matilda. Goodbye from everyone here at The Struggle. It's real.